All right, good morning, everyone. Good morning. If you're happy to be here this morning, just type in the chat box. Let me hear from you. Good morning. How you doing? Good morning. Yeah, good morning, Mr. Sanda. Good morning. I was trading yesterday. Good morning. Good morning, Eitayo. Good morning. How was the market yesterday? Nice one. Good. Thank you. Thank you. Great to see that. Thank you. Thank you. Great, great. Good morning, Sarah. Good morning. Make sure you come and pay your tithe too. Just send your tithe to Value Flow Trading, even if it's a proper account. Send your tithe. Doesn't matter if you don't withdraw. All right, all right. Yeah. So this morning we'll be going straight into the analysis, and we'll be starting with the dollar index this morning. Yes, the dollar index this morning. All right. Now, looking at the dollar index, like we have on our markup, we expect it to, rally all the way. This is what we actually wanted to do the first time, then now start coming back down. However, we see where the dollar index is now, just sitting inside this fair value gap here for the past 3 days now, and having just 3 candles inside that range. However, we still expect it either to come and clear the liquidity here or to tap into this fair value gap here. We see that now before it starts coming back down. However, if we look at it deeply on the 4-hour time frame, if we look at it deeply on the 4-hour time frame rather, so we are going to see on 4-hour, you can see clearly on the 4-hour time frame too, that is more of a bullish market. Dollar is in more of a bullish trend, and that's what we are seeing currently. Look at it. However, we still expect it, like we said, on the daily time frame, there's still more liquidity to be grabbed around this top here before we see it, pull back to the downside. And today being Friday, we also, looking at the end of the week, so we may not see that much unless during the news. We are still going to check the news because of the TDA. We are going to see what are we expecting today and how does it affect the market. Now, if you look at it on the 1-hour time frame, you can see clearly on the 1-hour time frame, it's just been in a strong range there for the past 3 days now. Can we all see that for the past 3 days? Although it seems like taking out this particular low, but remember the higher time frame controls what happens on the lower time frame. Does that make sense? All right, so that is that for the dollar. Our anticipation for the dollar today is for it to push more to the upside. Get it? Then we know what happens on the dollar correlated pairs like GBP USD, like Euro USD, even on gold too. We are going to see the correlated move there when the dollar makes its own clear move to the upside. All right, now let's take a look at GBP USD. Now, looking at the GBP USD on the daily time frame, we can see clearly that GU refused to break its own low. Can you see it? Couldn't break that low. That low is just serving as a very strong support. It's just bouncing back from that low, bouncing back, even though EU already breaks its own low, broke it a few days ago, like I think on Monday or Tuesday, but GBP/USD is just bouncing back on that support, which is this. It's been bouncing back on that support here, which is this. So we expect it to, break this low and join the downtrend like other pair Euro USD already. Liquidity. If it truly wants to. All right, can you hear me now? Please, if you can hear me now, let me know. Just type if you can hear me loud and clear. Let me know, everyone. All right, thank you. Thank you. Great. Sorry, it's the network. All right. Now we are looking at the GBP USD, and we said it's been, talking all through in this range, building liquidity below, and also it already built enough liquidity above here. This is looking more like the grab of liquidity, which price came back and is coming back to the downside now. But there is enough liquidity below here. So that's why I am still of the opinion that JP USD still go down, because the liquidity below here needs to be cleared. The liquidity below needs to be cleared. So we need to see it sell all the way to the downside. And where it is right now is actually a sell zone. We expect it to come all the way to the downside. Now let's go to 1 hour time frame. Yesterday we are looking to short GBP USD, which it did here and reversed back. All right. Now, if you look at the 1 hour time frame, this is our sell zone that CJ marked yesterday. So this is the sell zone, and we can see price come deeply into that region. Now look at this. This is a very strong support that was broken forcefully. Price came all the way back into that support zone, and it's also a fair value gap where price came to tap proper. However, I'm still of the opinion that price still have the high tendency. You may just see very sharp move to this upside here, this fair value gap here. Can you see that now? You just see a very sharp move to this fair value gap here, then now collapse properly to clear all those liquidity on 4 hour. You can see the liquidity is on 4 hour. You can see it here. So there's enough liquidity downside that we expect price to clear the downside. Does that make sense now? Now let's see on the lower time frame, 15 minutes, if there's any entry we can easily take and work with. Now, on the 15 minutes, all we can see now is, all right, we have a little clear of liquidity at the top here, and this is a low that has been forcefully broken to the downside. So looking at this place now, we can easily take a sell, maybe our first sell somewhere around this place. You see it here? There's a very tiny fair value gap there. Can you see it? Somewhere around this place. So if you see price comes back to this place, this level here, let me mark that. We may want to sell around this level. All right, so that is that first side of it. And this is another one too. We can get this second one here, somewhere around this place. Yeah, so somewhere around this place. Right, so we can just take a shot here, then our SL will be above this liquidity here, and that's less than 5 pips to say this is 7093, and this one is less than that. You can see that. So that is above this level here. So we can easily, sweep, like take your shot around that side and ride it to the downside. You get the point. That's around 10 pips or so. You get it now. So you can easily get that. All right. Now that is for GBP USD. Let's take a quick look at the Euro USD now. Euro USD on the daily time frame, we can see clearly that it breaks this level here. Can you see it? This is the first side, this is the second level, but we see this last candle here breaks that level to the downside. And for the past 3 days, it's been struggling to enter back into that range. You get it now, but it's still below that level. So that is what we are also anticipating on the GBP USD to also do the same thing, and it is going to make a lot of sense if we are able to follow that through. Now that it has done that, you can see it now that is more of in a bearish trend because of this break. However, we can see that price just came to tap into this fair value gap. And if you look at it, the overall trend still look more of a bullish trend. So remember what we are looking out for on the DXY. So we expect DXY to rally. And if DXY would rally to the upside, that means this guy ought to come to the downside or to sell, right? So if you look at the 4-hour time frame, you're going to see on the 4-hour time frame now that the market is more of a bearish trend. Can you see that now? Look at after this long range, you see the break to the downside, and we can see forming another range here again, and there's still high tendency for it to continue its bearish trend to the downside. And if you look at it on the 1-hour time frame too, you can see on the 1-hour time frame, these are the zones that we marked earlier for the sell. Can you see it now? But price hasn't got into those zones. So if we see a rally to this level here today, like we're expecting on the GBP USD, we see that also on Euro USD, this will be another level to sell. Now, let's look at it on the 15-minute time frame if we are going to see our entry signature for a sell. Now, looking at the 15-minute time frame, there is nothing much on EU for a sell right now. All right. Yesterday could have been the best time to sell. Yes, we actually analyzed yesterday that yesterday is a sell day. And if you look at it, it gives us a very clean sell signature. Can you see that? This is the shoulder. This is the forceful break. This is the sweep at the top here. Then we can see price came back into that level with a fair value gap right and left, and for it to collapse totally to the downside. So this will have been our entry point, this shoulder here. This is our entry point, and our SL will be somewhere around this place, less than 15 pips for it to go all the way to the downside. And that is what we are seeing right now on the chart. Get the point now? So, but what we are seeing on the chart right now, we've not seen a very clean entry signature for us to sell the market. Does that make sense now? All right. So we are going to be going into gold analysis now. Gold on the daily time frame is still very much bullish. However, on Monday, we're expecting a sell till Wednesday, which we can see that Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday was a sell all the way to the downside. And now we expect a pullback to the upside. And that's what we are seeing now. However, the VSY would buy, like we see on the chart now, it's going to buy, then today may be a sell day for gold. But let's see it on the 4-hour time frame to know what exactly and where exactly what are we going to do on gold today. Now, on gold today seems more like a bearish day, although we are going to see a bullish move. And how are we going to see that clear move right now? All right, let's quickly look at it right here. Great. This is more like a support, a resistance now. So if we see gold break this level, we are going to see it back. All right, now this is where gold is currently now, and we are going to see price reaction at this level right now. We are going to see price reaction at this level. Why? Because we can see clearly this was a very strong resistance where price broke, support where price broke to the downside. Now price is back to that place, and we still expect it to go down from that level. However, there is a lot of void at the top here. So if it breaks out of this place, this is where I would look out to short it again. That is around 2044, 2045 level, this zone here. You see that? This is it here. This is where I would look out to short. So this is where I would look out to short it. Yeah, somewhere around this place. Can you see it now? Can you see it? So we look out to short gold around this side to the downside. Now, if you look at it on the 1-hour time frame. All right, great. That's great. But look at this level here. There's going to be a price reaction here. I won't join the bullish move right now, although yesterday was a bullish move after we've seen the sell till Wednesday. So Thursday, Friday ought to be a bullish move. But however, we can see if price breaks out of this place, this is where it's coming to. Look at it on 4-hour. Can you see it now? So that's where it's coming to, this particular support here that was broken forcefully. Price would still come back to tap into it there. So that's where we are looking at for gold to rally into. Then we can easily sell if there is no clear break, a clear structure for a sell around this place. If you go to your lower time frame and you wait and you see a clear structure for a sell around where price is currently, you can easily just short it a bit. But if it doesn't form, then look out for a long structure. Let's look at 15 minutes if you are going to see clean structure for the buy right now. Oh, the buy is gone on 15 minutes. The buy is gone, and there is not any structure to join right now. However, where price is right now from the 4-hour time frame is a strong resistance, which we are expecting either it breaks out of that place. When it breaks out of that place, a little pullback, we join it to ride it to 2045. And if it doesn't break out of this place and it forms a sell signature around here, then you can easily follow it back to the downside. Does that make sense now? So that is that on the gold. Now the yen pair, yen basket. Yen basket yesterday was very bearish. Yes, it was bearish yesterday. Let's look at it on the daily time frame. Now, on the daily time frame, since it broke that level since Wednesday, and we can see Thursday was still below that place, and today again is still below that place. So we expect is looking more of a bearish market now. However, we can see what price is actually reacting on this other block on the daily time frame. Now, price reacting on a daily order block is a major concern. So if you look at the 4-hour time frame on the yen basket, you are going to see, yes, it's more bearish because it already broke this support and seems it's turning it to a resistance somewhere around this place to the downside. However, we can see a pull to the upside. Again, there is a lot of void at the upside, which is expected to clear. But remember, if dollar is going to rally, then there's high tendency for yen basket, the JPY basket also to tank the more if dollar is going to rally today. Now, let's see the yen correlated pair. Yesterday was a rally day for GBP JPY. Great. You see, yesterday was a rally day for GBP JPY. Just turn all the way to the top, to the top, to the top. However, this run, can we check the daily time frame? Now, look at this now. The daily time frame has come to clear a very strong POI today. Can you see it? See this clear of sweep of liquidity here. So this sell we are seeing on the 4-hour time frame would be a very strong one because it just clear a clean, POI here. And you see it, price cleared this strong eye and is already forming to the downside. Now, if we look at it on the lower time frame, let's check it on 1-hour time frame to see what is going on. Yes, great. On the 1-hour time frame, we can see a level of break of this, last move here and a sweep. So we call this a sweep and this a break. So let's allow this candle, this 1-hour candle to close. When it closes, then we want to see a pullback into this shoulder. And if it forms a fair value gap to that level, so we can easily short from this zone. This is where we may look out to short the GBP JPY. Now, somewhere around this place, we can easily short it if we see a clear, we've seen a clear break here, and at the same time, we see this one break forcefully too, and price comes back to this level, then we can easily short it to the downside. So that will be that on GBP JPY today. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, guys.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning, sir.
Can I share my thoughts?
Yes, sir. Go ahead, sir.
Okay. All right. Great. So gradually we're seeing the market starting to take a clear direction in the new year. With regard to what we're looking at today, I'm looking also at the pound. The pound this morning is quite bearish across board. We're seeing sales across board, and this has to do with the UK data that came out roughly about an hour, well, not an hour, like 45 minutes ago. Retail numbers, UK retail numbers. So it's the retail sales, because the retail sales disappointed. People are not buying as much. There's not as much retail purchases across all categories. We're seeing across food, across non-food store sales, non-store retailing, fuel sales. Everything is down. Okay? And it's down by much. People were expecting they were expecting it to be down, but about 0.5% down. However, we had minus 3.2% down. So all of this information, you can get it from websites like newsnow.co.uk, forexlive.com. So that's why you see the pound selling off across board. Now, the challenge is that the dollar is also supposed to be weak. If you look at what has happened throughout this week, the dollar is supposed to be weak. That's why you see GBP JPY tanking, but GBP USD is not really doing much. It came down. You can show us. It says, why is GBP USD price not going down in spite of, I'm just telling you, I'm explaining it now. That's what I'm explaining to you, that the pound is weak, but the dollar is also supposed to be weak. So you saw that GBP USD came down rapidly. Look at that sharp move to the downside. But when you pay a weak currency with a weak currency, what will happen, my brother? Please answer. When you pay a weak currency with a weak currency, what's going to happen? It will range, it will go up and down. So the reason why GBP USD is not going down is because if you check across board, or let's check DXY, this same time frame, DXY. dollar index. So that's why sometimes you should know what you should pair your asset class with. So do you see what's happening in dollar? The dollar is ranging, but is ranging to the downside. It has formed since the 17th. It has formed a high, the high of the 17th. Then it has formed a low on Thursday. Then it formed a lower high. And then what does it look like it's trying to form? It now formed a higher low. So you are seeing a lot of change of character because a lower high is supposed to form a lower low, which is supposed to form a lower high, which is supposed to form another lower low. But we saw a high forming a lower low, then that lower low is now forming a lower high, which is now forming a higher low. So there's change of character there. And if you even notice, it has formed the box. It has given us the box. You can see the shoulder that was formed on Wednesday. You can see the liquidity sweep that was formed. Then you can see the break of structure to the downside. So it has frustrated the buyers, it has frustrated the sellers. Then it went back in to mitigate, right? Forming a fair value gap as it was going back up yesterday to form the high of yesterday. Now that fair value gap is now the reason why price is resting, as if it wants to break up and form a higher high. If that fair value gap does not hold and price breaks it to the downside and breaks below the low of yesterday, it's coming down. So do you see why GU is not going up? Because pound is weak and dollar too is ranging to the downside. So the best trade is to pair the pound with a currency pair that is strong. And a simple way to do that, I don't know if Lekon can quickly show us Finviz. Finviz.com/currencies. So the goal is to pair. This is why some people will make money on a trade or on data that comes out and others will not, because you pair a strong currency with an equally strong currency. Yeah, you can click on Forex so you can see. So this is, scroll down, let's see what is happening today. So I'm sure when we see this now, you will see pound weak. Exactly. Do you see that the pound is weak? The pound is weak, right? But gradually the US dollar is looking like it's strong. But this is on a daily basis. If you have seen it on the 1 hour, maybe you check it on, which one shows us 1 hour? I think that's market milk. So let's check market milk on 1 hour. No, leave that on. Open a new page. Open a new page. Open a new page. All right. So have I answered your question, sir? So you want to pair a weak pound with a strong currency pair. So this is why sometimes you see, I will say, I'm looking at GBP USD. I'm looking at GBP USD. Then suddenly I'll just take a trade on GBP JPY. It's not because I wanted to trade the yen. It's because maybe I figured out that the Japanese, so change it to time interval 1 hour. I figured out that it's better to pair the pound with something else. Exactly. Do you see what's happening here? Do you see what's happening here? So what is the weakest pair? Okay, JPY just shifted now. But when you opened it, it was GBP JPY. So now USD is now strong. So you can now go back. Let's go back now to our charts and see. This thing I just said now, is it helpful? So this is what some people call pairs arbitrage. This is what some people call pairs arbitrage. All right. So we are watching now to see if the dollar will move higher. If the dollar breaks up and moves higher, then we have our GU sell. Does this make sense, guys?
Yes, sir.
Intraday, if that dollar index boosts higher, then we have our GBP USD sell. So literally, those of you who have been following me, you hear me say stuff like the 2 pillars of trading is identify correlated pairs and trade their divergence. So if you see that across a pair, maybe GBP-JPY has done like 100 pips to one direction, and GBP-USD has not done that, you can just wait for GBP, maybe GBP-JPY has sold 50, 70 pips, and GBP-USD has not done anything. You can wait for GBP-JPY to hit some sort of resistance, then wait for GU. So you can see what's happening now. If USD dollar index goes up, we will have our sell on GBP USD. Now, it may not go so far because pound is weak and dollar too is weak, but we can grab some pips. All right, so let's switch this now to 15 minutes. This is how we use sentiment. Let's switch this now to 15 minutes. Okay. GBP USD on 15 minutes. So what are we waiting for? We are waiting for dollar index to buy. So this is it here. Fantastic. So British pound is coming down. We want to see dollar index to buy. But dollar index has not yet bought. That's why you can't see GBP USD coming down. So you just mark all the levels. See the shoulder there. Exactly. I'm sure, Lekon, you've already done this in the TDA. I came in like 10 minutes
Yes,
later.
sir. Yes, sir. This is
so this is how we combined. You see what we did today? We combined news, retail sales with sentiment, relative arbitrage, co-integration, where one pair has moved, the other has not moved, with currency strength and dollar index to give us the background story. And then now we are coming to structure to look for the shoulder, the sweep, the break of structure to the downside, the fair value gap, and then we take it from there. Now, instead of waiting for too long, I can do the whole of US range, the high and the low of the US session yesterday, the high and the low of the US session yesterday, which is about 2670 levels, and see if price breaks the US session low. Then we take it from there. So these are the concepts we're always juggling as traders, trying to see what is happening on the fundamental front. If there are no fundamentals, no news release, no problem. Then trying to see what's happening on the sentiment. If I'm pairing a strong pair with a weak pair, why? How? Then trying to see what's happening on structure. And for structure, this simple setup, please focus on one setup this year and master it. Some of you, how many of you now understand the box setup? This box setup where you have shoulder, sweep, break of structure forming fair value gap, return to test the fair value gap, and then entry. How many of you understand that box structure? We have different names for it. Everybody calls it different names. How many of you understand it? I need to be sure that people are understanding it. Okay, fantastic, fantastic, fantastic. Understand head and shoulder. It is not so much head and shoulder because head and shoulder is a horizontal line. This one is shoulder, head, break of structure forming to the downside with fair value gap if it's for sale. Do you understand? Then going back. So it's not just regular head and shoulder, okay? Now, the reason why, from a structure perspective, the reason why this trade is finding it hard is if you look at yesterday from the 18th, do you see the left shoulder, which was formed during Asia and London? To the upside, I'm looking at the upside now, inverted shoulder. Asia lows of yesterday. Can you see that? One there, where's the second one? Further down during London. And then the third one, exactly. Is that a shoulder?
Yeah.
Do you see the liquidity sweep? Pushed it down, then went all the way up and did what? Broke structure to the upside, right? So you've seen the shoulder, you've seen the sweep. What's happening today? Price is returning to the inefficiency. Any type of order block, whether it's a mitigation block, any kind of order block is returning there, right, to any inefficiency and any other block. So what do we think will happen from a structure perspective next?
Sure.
I need you guys to talk. You've seen your inverted shoulder, you've seen your liquidity sweep. It has broken structure to the upside. So it's coming back now to retest any exactly bullish. So do you see how now if it is bullish, right? There are two problems if you want it to be bullish. The news that came up, what is the news? Bullish or bearish?
Bearish.
Bearish news. So fundamentals are fighting this structure. Number two, if we want to look at it from sentiment, if GBP USD wants to go up, what should dollar index be doing? I need answers from people. Dollar index should be weak. Exactly. Exactly. So do you see how we arranged everything for a buy and we arranged everything for a sell? So if you are buying, you are waiting to see dollar index break lows to the downside. Now you have already established the box, shoulder, sweep, break of market structure, which is a break of the daily high, a return back to fair value gap, to other blocks, to 61.8 or 50 levels Fibonacci, which is a discount, and then move to the upside. These are the things you should search for on a daily basis. Do you see how we just arrange it step by step? Immediately you come, you look and say, where's my box? Where's my shoulder? Where's my sweep? Where's my BMS? Where's my return to fair value gap or liquidity or inefficiency or 61.8 golden ratio? What's my sentiment saying? What's my fundamentals saying? Samuel, is this making sense? It's like you're smiling. Is it helpful? Is it a waste of your time, Samuel Clement? You can chat. The mic is muted. The mic is muted. Is he helping you or is it a waste of your time, Samuel Clement? I saw you smiling, so I want to be sure. So that this year we are making progress, measurable progress. Every morning, where's my box? Where's my sweep? Where's my BMS? Where's my return to discount if I'm buying? Return to premium if I'm selling? And all of that, all right? Then you combine it with sentiment, and if there are fundamentals coming out, you combine it that way. All right, this video must be what again? Exactly, the things we share here. The reason why we charge you for a course is so that, number one, you can pay extra attention. If you pay money, you will pay attention. Number two, so you can ask questions over and over again and interrupt. Number three, so that you can get the accountability and the support that we need. All right? Thank you very much, guys. So I've shown you that anything can happen here. So right now, I'm just watching my sentiment models on a daily time frame to see the trade I can take. Guys, don't rush. One of the proofs that you are becoming a seasoned trader is that you are not rushing to enter. You are taking your time. If you want to always be in trades, in and out, maybe you should buy a robot, because robots don't do all of this. They just take advantage of price inefficiency so that you can be looking for your manual trades while you allow the robot to be scalping or trading whatever it wants for you. All right? Don't forget, we've started doing our limited slot EA account management. All right? So the team will let you know about that. Please, if this is helpful, share it, invite people. Invite people. What we have shared today is what some people pay for as full trainings. Invite people, even if you don't even have money to pay for our trainings. If you simply watch the TDA consistently, you'll do well over time. All right? Don't jump from one thing to another. Okay? Thank you very much. Over to you guys at the base. God bless you.
Thank you very much, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir. All right, guys. So that is the end of today's TDA. And remember, we have our ATM cash flow course coming up next week, 24th of January. And also we have our FS Bootcamp course available also. That one is for 125,000 Naira. We also have our Sunshine Scalping Plus for 60,000. And at the same time, we have our ATM Plus Android. That one is going for 30,000 Naira. And now, like I said yesterday, the good news is out to bless you. Does that make sense now? So if you have a prop account that you've been struggling with, but make sure it's not less than $100,000 account, so you can send it to us. We can help you to pass it. If you just want to buy it, we help you to pass it and also help you to trade it, manage it manually, EA management. You get the point now. So the prop firm we are getting is NSF, Next Step Funded, Nova, Cortana, Quantec, and M Solution. So those are the prop firms we are working with. So if you have those prop firm accounts, you can easily share with us. Reach out to us on our social media handle at Value Flow Trading on IG or on WhatsApp. You are going to see the contact here. Just reach out to us and you are going to get more information about that. At the same time, we have our Truth EA doing steadily, profitable, slow and steady money for us. And at the same time, our fund manager EA is here. Also, if you also want to buy the HFT bot, probably you are looking for a stream of income. You also want to pass accounts for people. You just want to help them pass their challenge. You can easily reach out to us. We have the HFT bot, which you can buy, and you too can start your business by helping people to pass their prop firm account. You get the point now. HFT bot is available. Reach out to us. Okay, the prop firms we are working with is NSF, Next Step Funded, also Nova, Cortana FS, Quantec, and M Solution. I come again, Next Step Funded, NSF, Nova, Cortana, Quantec, and M Solution. So those are the prop firms we help you to pass. And the account size should be 100,000 if you want us to manage it for you. But if you want us to just pass it for you, you can bring any account size from any of these broker. We'll pass it for you. But if you want us to manage it, it should be a $100,000 account. Does that make sense? Right. And every other information, if you need any other information, you can reach out to us on our social media handle. We are going to attend to you there. Thank you. Cheers. God bless. See you on Monday. Make sure you trade cautiously and use your proper risk management strategy. Thank you. See you on Monday. 8 a.m. is the 8:30 a.m. is the time. See you on Monday. Cheers and God bless.